Hi there, this is Pam from Around the Table Yarns. I'm going to do a quick demonstration on how to make a magic ring, which we are currently using in both our amigurumi club, crochet club, as well as our granny square club. For the amigurumi club, I'm trying to find one that's not quite so bright. Let's turn that down just a little. Many of our creatures that we make, this was the first little one that we made, starts with a center and then we work our way out. Because it's stuffed, we want to have a nice tight center, which you can't always get with a traditional way of making like a chain 4 and then connecting into the first chain to make a ring to crochet into. Okay, and in the Granny Square Club, we wanted to have a center that we could, I'm going to pull, we could tighten. And that's what a magic ring does. It allows you to tighten the center so that you have no hole or as much hole as you want. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do a magic ring. All right, you want to start with the tail of your yarn. Don't start with your working yarn, start with the tail and drape it over the palm of your hand. There are lots of ways to do this, and you can find videos on a lot of ways to do this. This was the easiest and made the most sense for me to remember on a regular basis. So I'm going to lay the tail across the backs of my fingers here, and you can leave as much tail as you want. I've got a couple inches hanging off the end of my fingers here, okay? And I'm going to hold that with my thumb. Now I'm going to take to keep the tail from moving, I'm going to take the working yarn, I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to crisscross it over my fingers. I'm going to turn my hand over, and I'm going to kind of catch it under that finger. So on the back of my hand like this, I have 2 parallel lines. On the other side, I have a crisscross. That's how I start. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Using the tail, it will not work if you don't use the tail end to start. Draping it across, crisscross, flip it over, and then I'm just using my pinky to kind of hold so that these don't move so easily, okay? I'm going to take my hook, tuck that in there a little, parallel lines on this side, crisscross on this side. I'm going to come underneath the first parallel line there, and I'm going to grab that second one with my hook, and I'm going to twist and pull it up. So I've got that second line caught on my hook. I'm going to go over that first line again, grab the second line a second time, and pull it through that loop that was on the hook. Slowly. Okay. Now I'm just going to slide that, let that fall off my fingers. And what I have is a ring. The tail is kind of caught into the ring and coming out. I've got a loop on my hook, which resembles a slip stitch. And now if I pull the tail, it will tighten that ring, okay? I'm going to show you how to make stitches into the ring as long as we're here. I'm going to start with single crochet. You'll do whatever your pattern says to do, but I hold that ring open with my fingers. I've got hold my yarn just like you, however you hold your yarn for your tension for your crochet is fine. And then I use these fingers to kind of hold open the ring, okay? I don't tighten the ring until I'm done with whatever stitches I need to put in. I'm going to put in 6 single crochets. 1, 2, and I'm going over both strands of that ring. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more, 6. Okay, I'm just going to pull this loop up real big so I can get the hook out of the way for a second. And now, to make it into a ring, all I have to do is pull the tail, and it is going to pull those stitches together. I have hardly any hole in the center. I could actually even pull a little tighter. No hole in the center. Put my hook back in. And now here's the first single crochet that I made. And I'm just going to slip stitch to join it, just so I can show you what that looks like. And now I have a circle with stitches, tops of stitches I can go into. And if I pull the tail, so at the very end, what I'll do is whoops, oh, I did it with the tail. I can tighten up. I made a stitch with my tail. I can tighten that up and then weave it away or secure it, and you won't have a hole. I'm going to do it one more time if you're still watching. Let's angle the camera just a little. Lay this across the palm of your hand. Here we go. Bring it around, crisscross, flip it over, parallel lines. Okay. And have this fairly, I don't have a lot of loose, it's not very loose. It's not super taut, but it's fairly taut. Underneath the first, grab the second, twist it up. Go over the first again, grab the second again, and pull it through the loop that you had on your hook. Gently slide your fingers out, and you've got a ring. The tail is kind of coiled through, and you have a slip stitch on your hook ready to make whatever stitches your pattern calls for next. I hope that helps. That's called the magic ring, and we'll see you soon.